What a dramatic offseason it's been for the Memphis Tigers, a program once eyeing national prominence but now facing serious questions after a whirlwind of roster turnover. The headline? PJ Haggerty is gone, an All-American caliber talent, and with his departure, so too goes the heartbeat of Penny Hardaway's squad. Haggerty's exit is more than just a loss on the stat sheet. It's a seismic shift in momentum. His decision to enter the transfer portal and pursue lucrative NIL opportunities has left Memphis scrambling. While you can't fault a player for capitalizing on financial opportunities in this new era of college hoops, the timing and impact of his move leave Memphis in a vulnerable position. Aaron Bradshaw arrived with fanfare, but 3 stops into his collegiate journey, the former 5-star recruit has yet to find his rhythm. The flashes of elite potential remain just that, flashes. Memphis was hoping he could be a difference maker, but right now the production simply doesn't match the promise. Whether Penny can unlock that potential is one of the defining storylines heading into next season. As it stands, Memphis has not been able to meaningfully replace what they've lost. KJ Lewis and Henry Veesar are also gone, and so far there's no splashy commitment to offset the exodus. The Tigers' most notable addition? Sincere Parker, a solid scorer from McNeese State, no doubt. But when your marquee get is someone who played in the Southland Conference and you're losing a national standout, that's a tough trade-off for a program with Memphis's pedigree. To put it bluntly, the Tigers look like one of the biggest losers in this transfer portal cycle. Other schools have managed to reload after losing star talent, but Memphis seems to be stuck in neutral. There's promise in the pipeline. Players like Copat bring optimism, but relying on unproven youth in a high-stakes season isn't a recipe for success. As the transfer portal continues to reshape the college basketball landscape, few programs have felt the sting quite like Arizona. After already navigating a rocky offseason, the Wildcats find themselves scrambling to retool after key losses and looming decisions that could further shake their roster. Braden Burries is a name to watch, a high-upside freshman with legitimate potential. Alongside the return of veteran Kylan Krievas, there's hope for internal development. But let's be clear, losing frontcourt anchor Henry Veesar to North Carolina and explosive wing KJ Lewis to Georgetown is a major hit. And while young talent can certainly excite, it rarely delivers consistency from day one. The real wild card, Carter Bryant. Arizona's season may hinge on whether the gifted forward withdraws from the NBA draft. Scouts are high on him, and rightfully so. He's not just a prospect. He's viewed by some as a bona fide pro in waiting. In a year where many underclassmen are being advised to return, Bryant is one of the exceptions. If he stays in the draft, Arizona's outlook dims considerably. Zooming out, the portal hasn't been kind to a host of power programs this cycle. The common thread? NIL resources, or the lack thereof. The idea that the Big East was going to be a huge portal-era winner due to its aggressive NIL stance has hit a reality check. You can only flex cash you actually have, and 3 Big East programs we landed on the losers list this offseason. Villanova, once a portal player, struggled to lure marquee talent under Kevin Willard's new leadership. Maryland struck out on its top targets. And while big money is floating, Rodney Rice and Jacoby Gillespie reportedly securing deals north of $3 million. Many schools simply can't match that pace. Alabama's offseason tells a similar tale. With Mark Sears departing, Nate Oates' squad faces an uncertain backcourt. Unless they secure a big-time addition like Jaron Cowart, the Crimson Tide might find themselves in the same category. They've seen a mass exodus, including Darian Reed, Jaron Stevenson, and Diawate, all heading to fellow contenders. Rebuilding on the fly is tough enough. Replacing core talent with unproven pieces like Aiden Holloway and LeBron Philin raises major questions, and don't be fooled, this instability isn't isolated. Programs like North Carolina, Kansas, Baylor, and Georgetown are also navigating dramatic roster shakeups. Baylor in particular, they've been gutted. Their roster has been stripped bare by the portal, forcing a full-scale rebuild that's more desperate than strategic. As the offseason carousel continues to spin at warp speed, two historic programs, Baylor and Georgetown, find themselves under the spotlight, but for very different reasons. The transfer portal era is proving relentless, and the latest developments underline just how volatile building a roster has become, even for veteran coaches with championship pedigree. Let's start in Waco, where Scott Drew, an established, respected figure in college basketball, is facing complete roster reset. When you're a new coach inheriting chaos, it's expected. But when you're a returning leader who just watched your entire core walk out the door, that's a whole different nightmare. Baylor lost virtually everyone, roster gutted. And to make matters worse, the star Drew had lined up was locked into an agreement that ultimately held no legal weight. Another reminder of how fragile these commitments have become in the NIL era. This isn't about mismanagement. It's about a system that is rapidly outpacing the ability of even the most stable programs to adapt. Drew's situation is less of a coaching indictment and more of a cautionary tale. Even the most well-oiled machines can be thrown off course by a portal storm. Then there's Georgetown, a program still finding its footing under Ed Cooley. The Hoyas have been a hot topic, not just for who they lost, but for what they managed to retain and add. Sure, Jaden Epps and Drew Fielder are gone, and Duncan Powell's exit adds another dent to the depth chart. But they reeled in KJ Lewis from Arizona, a rugged two-way player who's expected to be a cornerstone in the Big East. Add to that the return of Langston Love, if he can stay healthy, and Malik Mack, and suddenly Georgetown doesn't look so depleted. That said, opinions differ. While some analysts view the Hoyas as one of the portal's losers, others see untapped potential. KJ Lewis has the tools to be an all-conference performer, and Love's experience gives them a spark on the wing. The real uncertainty? Whether Malik Mack is ready to shoulder the burden of lead guard on a team expected to compete under Cooley's ambitious standard. It's a fair question, and one that may determine whether this team breaks through or stalls in neutral. Hovering over it all is the decision of Thomas Sorber, a draft-eligible big man whose return would drastically shift Georgetown's trajectory. His departure would amplify the concerns. His return could quiet the skeptics. The bigger picture is this. We're witnessing a new era where stability is a luxury. Programs like Baylor, once synonymous with structure and culture, now face the same volatility as anyone else. And teams like Georgetown, they're banking on chemistry, health, and a few calculated portal wins to stay afloat. As rosters continue to churn and expectations rise, the programs that succeed will be the ones that adapt fastest, not the ones with the longest resumes. The margin for error is shrinking and the arms race is accelerating. Welcome to the new normal.